Hello and thank you for joining me. This is Joanna, the Medium channel, and I'm Joanna. I am your medium and also an intuitive coach. These are going to be your general messages for September 2017. Few things before we go into your reading. First and foremost, thank you so much for coming back. For those of you who have been my loyal viewers, thank you so much for coming back, and thank you so much for purchasing your private sessions. I can't thank you enough. And I do what I do because I love helping all of you. So thank you so much. For those of you who are new, I hope that you find what you like here. Perhaps you were guided by a fluke to come to this channel, and hopefully the messages that you hear will resonate with you on some level. Because these messages are general, they will not resonate with all of you. And sometimes they will not resonate with you at all. Sometimes certain parts will resonate with you, and sometimes the whole message will resonate with you. And from my experience over the last almost 2 years of doing these videos, what I'm getting from you is that they're substantially turn out to be quite personal for you, and I love hearing that. But if you want a private session, of course, that information is down below for you. And for those of you who are getting back to me and asking me questions pertaining to the general message readings, I cannot get back to you and I cannot answer your questions because these are general. So it's impossible for me to tune in to every single individual. And even if someone does connect with me and ask me a question about a video or message in a video, it's impossible for me to get that information. Also, for information or for videos that are long term, you can of course go to my Vimeo On Demand page, where I have videos from July until the end of this year posted. That information is also down below for you. Also, on Monday, September the 4th, on my show, radio show, I will be interviewed by my beautiful friend Stephanie. She was on the show previously, and she's going to throw questions my way. I have no idea what they are. This is a complete surprise for me as far as what the content of her questions are. So stay tuned. This is going to be an exciting show because I have absolutely nothing as far as prep time. It's just going to be what it's going to be. So tune in. And for those of you who can't tune in, that show will be posted. I will post it on this channel, so it will be available for you to listen down the road. The information on the show, if you want to listen to it live, is also down below. And if you want to book a private session, there is an icon that will appear to you right there at the top, or there's information regarding my booking or the way to book appointments. Also, that information is down below for you. And you can see the name at the bottom of the screen, joannademedium.com. You can go into my website or to my website and contact me from there. And last but not least, I am expanding, I am changing. Spirit is pushing me in a new direction, a more expanded direction. So over the next few months, you will see a lot of changes to my site, a lot of changes to the way I work, huge additions that will benefit you. So over the next few weeks, I will post a video on what those changes will be, and it's exciting for me because it's going to be offering a lot more services for you. So stay tuned, and I think that's all I have. As always, thank you so much for liking, sharing, for subscribing. I hope you like these videos, and let's go on and start your reading for September. Stay tuned. Hello, beautiful Virgos. This is going to be your reading for the month of September. I have 3 cards that I have face up and 1 card that's face down, so I don't know what it is. I will find out the same time as you, and we'll see what the card is. I like to keep things different all the time. They keep things interesting for me and hopefully for you. Okay, so interesting energies here, because I keep hearing the word focus, focus, focus. One of the things that I kept seeing was a clear vision of you either releasing something or someone starting the month of September, or releasing yourself from something that has been holding you back. The release that I'm being shown, I mean, it comes to me in various ways, but there is, I'll tell you the visual. There is butterflies coming out of your chest, but the first vision was a white dove coming out of your heart chakra. To me, this represents freedom of spirit, freedom of expression. So many of you have been, I have my eyes closed because it's easier for me to see. Many of you have been stuck in your emotional prison, or you have been stuck in a situation that you need to release yourself from. At the same time as I'm talking about this, they are showing me the symbol of a heartbreak. So it's either your heart has been broken and hence why you are holding yourself back and not allowing other people in, or something is, you are about to break somebody's heart because you need to release yourself from something or someone that is perhaps not on the same page as you. And the heartbreak or the broken heart could relate to something that has happened many, many, many years ago, or something that is happening right now. And heartbreak doesn't necessarily mean that something has to break. It doesn't mean a breakup necessarily. You may have a broken heart because someone has said something to you and it really, really hurt you, or someone has done something and it really affected you emotionally to the point where you felt a heartache. Someone might have left you, whether through leaving through various circumstances or going to the other side, and that's not a prediction. And it has left you with a broken heart, or you simply have a broken heart through something that has transpired years and years ago. For some of you at the age of 15 or 15 years ago, or for some of you 2015, and you are still holding onto it. And the message very much here is release yourself from this, as you no longer need this. And also there are opportunities that are coming towards you that will help you do this. For some of you, this is going to be a new relationship. For some of you, this is going to be a helping hand. For some of you, this is going to be resources from various ways. And for some of you, this is going to be a friend or a professional or a wise counsel. It could come through, you know, a YouTube reading that you just happen to stumble upon. It's like, how did that come? So it is a time where you are searching for answers, and you will get the help that you need in order to find the answers from within you. And part of that is you will release yourself, or you will have a major release through that process. I also felt many of you are patiently waiting for something, and this felt different than the heartbreak or the heart connection. And I feel that you are waiting for something, you are diligently working on something and waiting for the big fish or waiting for the end result. So whatever that is, it seems like the month of September is going to be a bit of a waiting period where you are just waiting, not so much doing, but it's a time of just waiting things out and letting things come to you. And there's a card actually that corresponds to this. For some of you, I saw clearly it's a harvest time. You are harvesting. So you may actually be someone who works with harvesting, like physical, you know, farming type harvesting, or you will be harvesting, there was money connected to it. So this could be a time of a payout. This could be a time of getting some resources back to you that you have planted seeds for some time ago. So for some of you, you're still in a waiting period, and I'm hearing October. And for some of you, it seems to be the month of September where you receive some, I also hear due diligence. Maybe somebody owes you money. So that is something that's coming up. Is that all I have? Yes. So the card that represents the overall energy is actually Lovers in reverse. So it's interesting because I always receive the messages first before any cards. I always say, ask Spirit, show me what you want them to know. And so when I saw this card, and then I go, okay, there's a broken heart that I was seeing. So this might actually be what we're talking about. For some of you, you are talking about a relationship, a significant relationship that is having not a great moment. Doesn't mean there's a breakup. Yes, for some of you, this may be it. You are contemplating a breakup. Or for some of you, it's just something that has transpired between the two of you that drove a wedge in your relationship, and there is a heartbreak as a result. Maybe you have broken somebody else's heart by, doing something that in hindsight was not something that was great. Maybe somebody did that to you. Because this is a major arcana, this always represents an aspect of you. This is also a card of disharmony between your receptive side and your feminine and your masculine. Okay, so it's the doing part and the receiving part. And there's a card actually that came up after this, so this is fascinating. So some of you, or many of you, are feeling discontent, disharmonious, unbalanced, and within yourself. And when that's the case, that almost always causes some issues in a relationship. So there's something going on within you that's causing a problem within a relationship. And perhaps that's why Spirit is asking you to release some things, or release yourself from something that happened in your past. Because if there is some trauma, or if there is some emotional turmoil that has not been dealt with or faced, it will almost always show its head in a significant relationship. That's just the way it works. It's pretty much a guarantee. So the next card is the card of Yin. This is Colette's card. This is a card of receptivity, interestingly enough. So this card talks about you allowing yourself to receive versus always being the instigator. So perhaps in a relationship, you are always the doer because that's what you're used to, and you don't know how to receive. In a workplace, maybe it's you always do, and you are now needing to wait for people to give something to you before you do your doing. So overall, this is a card of receptivity and being okay. That's the key. Being okay with being a bit in the background and allowing things to come to you. This is also a message that says, right now, this is not the best time to push. If you are in a relationship right now, and I'm going to talk about relationships because there's a bit of a heartbreak, potential here, or a heartbreak, you're feeling heartbreak. If there's something going on in your relationship, this is not the best time to push. This is a time to wait things out and see how things evolve, and also let other people do their thing and let other people give you feedback so that you can receive. So this is about sitting back a little bit and not be so hasty about doing the action. And life flows in ebbs and flows. Yes, is that the right way? And sometimes it's action, sometimes it's contemplation. And there has to be a balance of both, because if we only doing, if we are not receiving, then we become very unbalanced. This is also a message for those of you who are used to always giving of yourself to the point where you have given yourself up to somebody else or to other people. That only is a misalignment in your own energy. And this is a bit of a message, a bit of a warning message to say, you know what, when you do this, you run the risk of your inner resources going on empty. And when that happens, you will most surely become very disharmonious within. So for those of you who tend to be pleasers, this is going to be rather challenging. And the reason for it is because, and it's tied to you releasing yourself from something, from your past. The reason why we please or overgive or overplease, the reason why we do this is because it's a subconscious drive in order for us to receive something that is lacking or was lacking at some point. So an example is, if you as a child have not received attention from a parent, and in order to thrive and be healthy and happy and grounded, you may have realized that the only way for you to feel worthy or to get attention or to get, and when I say attention, I don't mean bad attention. We all need attention. That's just the way it is. Especially as young people, as children, we need nurture. And that comes from having it from somebody else, being given attention. So you might have realized that the only way to get attention, to belong, to feel that you are valued by others is to please and overgive. And as most of you know, and I can tell you in my own experience, that never works long term. I don't care what anybody says. It just doesn't, because there is not an equal exchange of energy, and eventually it will leave you unbalanced, and that's guaranteed. And the unbalanced may be that you're tired, you're resentful, you're angry, you hate what you do, you resent the people you do it for, and eventually you get to a point where you feel very negative and you start losing faith in people and humanity because you feel like you're always used and abused. That starts with you. I'm not saying it's your fault, but I'm saying be mindful of your actions and why you do it. For if you remember or you understand why you do it, you will also be able to then transform that emotion or that feeling by watching your behavior. So that's really interesting. The next card you have is a card of concentration. So that's actually right on point, because what this card talks about is making sure you don't extend yourself in gazillion different directions. This is about being mindful where you put your energy, and be mindful where you put your focus to. So if you are all over the place, and if you lead a life where you are busy because there is a gazillion things you have to do, perhaps it's time to start delegating. Perhaps it's time to look at your priorities and go, okay, what are the critical things for me to do? What are the things that I really would like to do, but they're not critical? And see if you can reprioritize and let other people do them, and you can be the receiver. Remember, this is more a time of receptivity than action. So this is asking you to focus on something that's very important to you, on a single project. This is not a time to expand yourself in many different directions where you can't be 100% in any of them, so you do all of them half-ass. Excuse my French. Be diligent with your efforts and where you put your efforts. It is also a time, or the message here is, don't let other people dictate to you how you should spend your time. So if you are in an environment where you feel to some extent controlled, or you feel, you feel that you're like a mercenary, is that the right word, to everybody, just be mindful of that. It's really important. This also talks about, the message here is also about learning, allowing yourself to learn new things, allowing yourself to expand your ideas, allowing yourself to receive different point of views, and to be open to receiving knowledge. This Ganesha is focused on reading something. That's for the purpose of extracting knowledge. It's about receiving knowledge. So some of this may come to you through instruction. So maybe you will be attending some seminars. Maybe you will have a friendly person say something to you on the street that's going to catch you off guard, but it's going to be a profound message. Almost like somebody shows up and then you look around and they're no longer there. This could be through various forms. This could be through wise counsel. This could be through a friend, a family member, anybody that can offer you a different point of view. What they're saying here is be open to receiving. Some of you have had a closed heart for quite some time because you have been hurt in the past, and this could be the heartbreak that I was seeing. And I feel like this is a time when you need to really release yourself from that burden. It doesn't serve anybody, but most importantly, it doesn't serve you. So if you have difficulty or challenges around receiving because you don't know how, or because you feel unworthy of receiving, and that will typically be a subconscious message, a subconscious feeling. Some of you will have awareness of this, but for the most part, we don't have awareness of this. And it's not a logical thing. It's not what you wish. It's what you truly believe. If you have something like that, it might be interesting for you or helpful to you to reintegrate yourself back. So I think I was talking about, when we're hurt, we disassociate ourselves, like parts of ourselves will thus associate with those parts because they're hurt. So what I'm trying to say is here, some form of therapy might be very useful to you. And whether it's Reiki, I don't know why that just came up. So whether it's healing, alternative healing, traditional healing, any sort of functional therapy that would allow you to digest some things, some components from your past so that you can move forward. Ask the universe to help you, because I believe, again, if you are ready to open to receive, and you should be, according to this message, you will be able to receive some guidance or some information that will provide steps towards you receiving guidance. Okay? So a lot of this message is about healing. I have to mention to you, I just got a pain in my neck. So I don't know if some of you have pain in my neck. It's on my right side. I mean, it could be on the other side, but it just hit me. So maybe something is a pain in the neck in your life. You have to deal with it. Or maybe you actually have some sort of pain, muscle spasm, muscle strain, something in your neck. It also stems here. That could be stress related, but for some of you, I'm picking that up. Okay, let's move on to the card that some of you love and some of you absolutely hate. And I respect both. I love doing these cards because there's no numbers, there's no symbols. It's pure image, which gives me the best way to get a message. Okay, when I see this card and see what comes for you, I hear the word peace. Notice all these faces here, all these people with their own, and they're not very happy. You see, they're all kind of sad. They're all, they're just very, very cold. All these people are on top of this person. I'm going to call it a her. It could be a he. But she's unfazed by it. Her eyes are closed. She's in a contemplative state. And although these people have all these, and these are aspects of ourselves. These are aspects of ourselves that have different messages, different feelings, different emotions, different beliefs, different judgments. She's unfazed by them. She's in a contemplative state and she is at peace. So this is about realigning yourself. It's about acknowledging aspects of you that give you different messages. And we have, we have these voices that tell us you shouldn't be this, you're terrible, you're ugly, you're undeserving, blah, 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 blah. All the stuff we have come to believe about ourselves because of what happened. This is about finding the key within and understand that your experience doesn't define you, and to bring those aspects to you, to your consciousness, and to release it. So again, this is like a crown on top of her head, which is very prominent. She's totally unfazed by it. Okay, so it's time to let things go. It's time to let go. I hear it's time to unleash yourself. The burdens that you have been carrying. For many of you, because you're feeling like you are not good enough, so that you have to endure certain situations because there is parts of you that don't feel or think you could be better or you could do better. That is absolutely a false statement. It is only a perception of yourself at the current time, and it has the potential to completely transform if you allow yourself to be aware of it and if you choose to go in that direction. And if you do, know that the universe supports you. I'm being shown the number 9. There's a huge opportunity for you to end some aspects of yourself that you no longer need, and untangle yourself or detach yourself from some past emotional components that are weighing you down. So I hope this made sense to you. I wish you best of luck. Thank you so much for watching. If you would like to comment and share with us how this applies to you, I always read my comments. I don't always respond. It's impossible to respond to everyone. But just so you know, I always see your comments, and it always brings a smile to my head, my face, and always warms my heart. So thank you so much for listening. I wish you best of luck, and I will see you in October. Take care.